Good morning and welcome to our very first early bird class. Like I said before, we're going to be doing this as a trial. I just feel like I need more face-to-face. Oh, here comes Stacy. She's new. We'll wait for a minute for her. She didn't even have to come, but she decided she wanted to. Hi, Stacy. Can you hear me? Stacy, just let me know when you can hear me. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, well, we're just going to continue. I was talking about themes. I love anything with the theme. So every Monday will be Medical Insurance Monday. Then on Tuesday, we'll do Terminology Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do What You Know Wednesday. And I'm going to start that class out by talking about anything within the chapter that we're doing, but we're moving into coding. And so that can be a coding time. We can go over some of the exercises that we're doing or the workbook. And then, excuse me. Got choked there. And then, of course, on Thursdays at 4 o'clock, we're going to have our regular Zoom. And in case y'all missed that, we've joined 2 other classes with our classes. And last week, Miss Danielle hosted. This week, I'm hosting. And then next week, Miss Danielle will be hosting. And the idea of that is for you guys to be able to hear what other students have to say and to get a different instructor with a different teaching style. Miss Danielle said last week, she's all black and white. She gives you the information, she tells you, she talks about it. Me, I'm all rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns. If I can make it colorful and fun and bounce it across the page, that's what I'm going to do. But it is just a benefit to be able to see different teaching styles. All right, so I am going to share my screen. And we're going to get into Medical Insurance Monday. Now, if you do not have a notebook, I really feel like it would be a really good idea for you to have a notebook, and maybe you can do a small notebook for medical insurance, then do one for terminology, and then have one just for regular. But if you can keep it separated and you know where to go to find your information, that's perfectly fine too. So we're going to get straight into it. The very first thing that we're going to talk about is an HMO. What is an HMO? It's a health maintenance organization. Now, you need to know more than that. What is an HMO plan? That's an insurance plan, a third-party payer. HMO insurance plans create networks of providers who receive a specified amount of reimbursement per service. HMOs center your care around a primary care provider, which can also be a PCP, who will need to provide a referral for you to see a specialist or therapist. So that's an HMO plan. The word I want you to keep in mind is referral. With an HMO plan, if you need to see a psychologist, a cardiologist, a dermatologist, medical term, ologist means specialist. So if you need to see any sort of a specialist, your HMO says you have to go to your primary care provider, your PCP, and get a referral to see that specialist. So when you think of HMO, I want you to think HMO, PCP, referral. So the next plan we're going to talk about, what is a PPO? Preferred Provider Organization. With a PPO, You can choose any doctor. You do not need any referral. You can choose any hospital. So what is a PPO? A PPO is a group of medical providers that partner with an insurance company to offer their services to the insurance company's members. An individual can visit any of the providers, including a therapist, in their PPO without needing a referral. So PPO, any PCP, no referral. So those are the key things you need to remember about a PPO plan. So let's review a little bit. HMO, PPO, referral. PCP. Y'all, these acronyms can get me a little bit. So HMO, PCP, referral. PPO, any PCP, no referral. Now, you're wondering, well, why do I need to remember it like that? And I'm going to show you, we're going to get to some spots where you're going to know why. Okay, so PPO is a preferred provider organization, HMO, health maintenance organization. And so that's what those acronyms stand for. So let's take a look at a HMO plan and a PPO plan side by side. So HMO is in network only. PPO is in or out of network. So an HMO is a PCP referral, and then after your referral, you can see a specialist. This is kind of how I would map that out, except I would say HMO arrow, PCP arrow, referral arrow, specialist. That's just because I like those visuals. Now with an HMO, you have cheaper premiums. Now PPO, in or out of network, no primary care physician, PCP, or specialist, no referrals. And this is an expensive premium. Now, the next slide is where we're going to get into valuable stuff for y'all. I have put on sample NCCT questions. What is the NCCT certification? That is what you're going to be taking after you complete the program. And it has nothing to do with whether you're going to graduate from my program or not. But this certification will be very, very valuable in your career. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. Under which of the following circumstances does a patient need a referral from their PCP? So we have, let's think about our. Oh, good morning, Tori.
Good morning.
So let's think about what we talked about with HMO. HMO, PCP, referral. Right. So reading our question, under which circumstances does a PCP need a referral?
If the insurance plan is the HMO, see.
Okay, let's write that down. I'll give you all the right answers at the end. But according to what I just said, if we remember it that way, that question takes us just like that to answer, right? I'm a visual person, so I can visualize that HMO arrow, PCP arrow, referral. I like that visual. So that was very easy to answer. And you're right, Sean, it is C, but I will also give the right answers at the end too. So in an HMO plan, members are required to obtain a referral to a specialist from, let's think about it again. HMO arrow, PCP, primary care provider arrow, referral arrow, specialist. So who do we need the referral from?
A primary care physician,
A, primary care physician. Is it making sense now why I wanted you to remember it that way?
Yes, yes, definitely.
All right. So, which of the following physicians typically requires a referral with an HMO or POS policy? We haven't gone over a POS policy. We're only doing 2 today. All right. So we're going to break this down and talk about this question, because sometimes you can't, you have to really decode your answers so you can answer the question. So we're going to think about this in a big way. So we need which of the following physicians will we need a referral for? So do we need a referral for our primary care physician? No, we don't. So anesthesiologist, ologist means specialist, but stop and think about it. When we see an anesthesiologist, when does that usually happen? Before surgery, right? So we can't really get a referral from an anesthesiologist. So even though he's a specialist, we don't need a referral for him. Okay, cardiologist. He's a specialist of the heart. Would we need to go to our PCP to get a referral from in an HMO to go see a cardiologist? Yeah, I think so, but we still have one more answer. Pathologist. Let's think about what a pathologist is. When we go see our PCP and we need to have labs, they do our labs, they send it to the pathologist lab. Was there a referral involved in any of that process? No, there wasn't. So we only have one answer that makes sense. That's the cardiologist C. Did I explain that well? So sometimes when there seems to be several answers, when you're looking at ologists and you're like, oh yeah, Miss Marcia said that means specialist, but there's 3 specialists on here. Then we need to look at the full answer and decode it and think about in a broader way. So 23 is C, cardiologist. Okay. A patient who has an HMO insurance policy goes to the urologist's office. Before the urologist will see the patient must have a, now let's stop and think about our little thing, HMO, PCP, and what's next? Referral. So what do we need on 24 before he can see the urologist?
You need a referral.
That's right. He needs a referral. So D, referral. Again, we're utilizing that little visual that I planted in your brain. All right, number 25. Which of the following insurance types requires a referral from a PCP in order to visit a specialist?
HMO.
An HMO, right? Because HMO, PCP, referral, then specialist, right? So HMO. Is this redundant? Yes, it is. But
it's necessary.
going over this in a little bit different way for every single question I'm asking is going to help you remember. And remember, you have however many months until you finish the program and then you start getting ready to take your test. So remembering this and knowing and always having these little tools in our toolbox is only going to help. All right, number 26. The family physician wants to send the patient to an endocrinologist for management of the patient's newly diagnosed disease. The insurance and coding specialist should submit a request to the insurance company for a consult, transfer, referral, or workup. family physician or a PCP want them to go to an endocrinologist, it does not tell us what kind of insurance we're talking about, but it doesn't matter, because really, if we deconstruct every single answer, there's only one answer it could be. What do we think?
I think it's
We
for
need a
the
referral.
It's C, referral. So let's talk about the other answers. A consult. Consults happen when they're inpatient hospital. So if we look at the family physician wants to send the patient to the endocrinologist, if you're in the hospital, he can't send you nowhere, right? He has to consult. He's got to get a consultation from the endocrinologist. Transfer, that don't even make sense, right? We're not transferring a patient anywhere within this scenario. And workup, you don't have to have anything from your insurance company for a workup. So referral, not transfer, referral is your answer, C. So here's just C, A, C, D, D, C. So I did put the answers on the slide. Okay, the very last thing we're going to do for class today is we're going to do a quick term review. Now, these terms, I'm going to go over them until you get so sick of hearing them that you're going to want to pitch me out the window. Why would I ever go over something over and over and over and over and over again? Because knowing the definition of these terms not only will help you with your certification exam, but it is going to be valuable in your everyday lives in your medical facility. Okay, so what's a copay? A copay is a fixed amount, a fixed out-of-pocket amount paid by an insured for covered services. Co-insurance is the percentage of your medical costs that you actually have to pay after reaching your deductible when you incur healthcare costs from a medical procedure. You have to pay out of pocket until you spend a certain amount known as your deductible. Okay, so copay and co-insurance, that can be a little bit confusing, but I want to tell you something. A copay is what you're going to pay before you leave your doctor's office. So if every time you go into see your PCP, your primary care physician, it says on your insurance card usually $25 copay office visits, $150 copay hospitals. So that's what you pay before you leave the doctor's office. A health insurance deductible is an amount you have to pay towards the cost of your healthcare bills before your insurance company begins to cover your costs. Okay, so I have an 80-20 insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield. My deductible is $2,500 a year before my insurance will pay 80% of whatever's happening. I have to pay $2,500. Referral. Do we need to go over what a referral is? We just talked about them. A referral is when a doctor recommends that you see another doctor for specialist care. All right, now this is going to be a new key term that we're going to talk about. Prior authorization. There's also something called pre-certification. We're going to talk about that next. What is a prior authorization? Well, just in that name, we know something about it. Prior means before. Authorization means approval. So it's approval before you get a surgery or before you get a prescription. I kept wanting to say medicine, prescription. It just flew out of my mind. So prior authorization in healthcare is a requirement that a provider, physician, hospital, etc., obtains approval from your health insurance plan before prescribing a specific medication for you or performing a particular medical procedure. So that is your doctor going to your insurance and saying, hey, is it okay if we do a thyroidectomy on Mrs. Gallagher? These are the diagnoses, and this is why we need to do it. And then my insurance company would give them an authorization number, and then we could go ahead. Have you ever gone to the pharmacy and they say, oh, this medication isn't covered by your insurance? If they would have done a prior authorization for the medication before you left the doctor's office, they could have known that it wasn't covered and they could have given you something else. But that doesn't always happen. So, all right, so let's talk about pre-certification, also known as a prior authorization. So these two words can be used interchangeably. It is the process of obtaining approval from it says travel insurance company to receive a particular medical service, treatment, or prescription drugs. Pre-certification is always required for medical procedures, such as scheduled surgeries, hospitalization, MRI, CAT scans, I don't know why traveler is in here, but we're going to keep reading it that way. Scans that a traveler may need in the event of an unexpected illness or injury abroad. If a policyholder wants to utilize their coverage and it's not an emergency where care is needed immediately, they should reach out to the carrier for a pre-certification. Obviously, whatever I pulled that from, it was about travel nurses. So this is where we're going to stop today. Any questions? All right, so I'm going to need some feedback. Do you think that this kind of a lecture or this kind of breakup in subjects for you is helpful?
It is. It really is.
What do you think, Shanice and Tori?
Yes, ma'am.
It's really helpful.
It's really
I can always
helpful.
go back.
All right,
Mhm.
that's great. I am a compartmentalized type person and trying to figure out how to incorporate NCCT prep, which that's what this medical insurance is. It's really NCCT prep because I don't teach a whole lot of that. It's not in the syllabus. So this is a way for me to incorporate it into our weekly class without it slamming into chapter, like we're doing chapter 2 right now. It's not going to be slamming into that. I'm not asking you to actually do anything. It's just a lecture for you to make notes, and then we're going to do some questions. So tomorrow we're going to be doing Terminology Tuesday, and we will be going over medical terms. That class may be a little shorter. We can talk about other things. You can give me suggestions or things that you may need. Any feedback is welcome as long as you're nice. Don't be mean to me. Make me cry. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, we have 6 brand new students starting today. Stacy, which for some reason I can't hear her. I hope she can hear us. She's actually a brand new student that's starting today, and she joined us. And I think that that's wonderful. But
Yes. Welcome, Casey. Welcome.
I wish I knew if she could hear us, but that's okay. That's okay. But have a wonderful day. Make sure you do your
You too.
homework.
Will
And let
do.
me know if you
You
need
too.
me, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, she can't hear us. She did clapping. Hi, Stacy. We know you can hear us now. I'll see you at 11 o'clock, Stacy, on our onboarding Zoom. Woohoo! I love it. That made my day. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.